Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
It's a case that would shock any community. The murder and mutilation of a 33-year-old woman.
I've got some information that she was murdered. I got some photos, and it happened here in your backyard.
Following the arrest of their main suspect in September 2021, Dallas County deputies were uncovering a mountain of evidence at James Phelps' cabin on Moon Valley Road.
I want to talk to you about a missing girl.
You can ask a question, I probably won't answer.
So you're saying you want an attorney?
Yep.
Meanwhile, his best friend of more than 40 years was about to reveal it all.
Because you wrote that you had the stones to do something. What was that? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Well, think of something, because that sounds pretty suspicious to me.
We want to warn you, the evidence you're about to see and hear is extremely graphic. With Ozarks First Investigates, I'm Bailey Stroll. This is part 3 of Murder on Moon Valley Road, the killing of Cassidy Rainwater. After nearly 2 hours of tense questioning, Timothy Norton's interrogation takes a turn during a smoke break outside the Dallas County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, we have talked about getting rid of her before.
Let's not talk about this out here.
But the problem is, if I tell you about it, then you're going to put me in handcuffs.
Well, we all got to make choices.
It wasn't necessarily something I wanted to do.
It appears Norton is ready to open up about what exactly happened the morning of July 24th, 2021.
He got on me on the 23rd and told me she was there. You read that already. And yeah, I would have rather just confronted her about my stolen stuff. But the reason he met me outside, and he met me outside, was because he had decided it was time for her to go. It was done. It's not the first time we talked about Jen. It's not the first time we almost had a chance to do it. When we walked in, he asked me to grab the legs and hold the legs. I mean, I didn't know how far he was going to take it. I was hoping he was just going to scare the hell out of her, but I held her legs and he went for the chokehold, trying to put a plastic bag over her head situation. Once we did get it done, we let you lay in the front room for half an hour maybe. Then we took her out back to the stand under. You've heard about. To the what?
The stand.
What stand?
It's a big square frame thing that's out back. Like a place to put your animals on.
In broad daylight, following Cassidy Rainwater's murder, deep in the isolated hills of the Ozarks, Norton says mutilation followed. Deputies would describe the photos that led them to the cabin as depicting evisceration and dismemberment. Norton reveals a similar and horrifying story.
And then cut her up. The sheet that you were asking so adamantly about was the bed sheet she was laying on. And they were used to bring her body pieces, actually quartered her out back inside so that it basically could be processed. That's what we used to do when we did there. We'd cut them in quarters, throw them in the bathtub, and then go from there.
Whose plan was it to do that?
His.
So you had a plan to cover up.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you help with any of that?
A little bit. I mean, I may run a knife across some of their skin and that kind of thing, but the actual doing of everything was him.
Mm-hmm.
I carried the pieces inside the house, back into the bathtub.
How many?
4 pieces.
So the quartered body.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, I left.
Okay. What was he going to do with it?
That I don't know. I didn't ask him. Later, he told me that he scattered and moved 5 different spots, 5 or 6 different spots, to get rid of it.
Afterwards, what did you do?
I went home.
Okay.
Changed my clothes. Sat down. And when my girl come out to talk to me, I told her, what I gave her the overview, not a step-by-step thing. And then I explained to her that it was weird that I didn't forgive anything.
Who is your girl that you told?
Amanda Calvin. And like I said, so all she knows is that, for the most part, all she knows is that Cassie was dead.
I used to struggle with dandruff, but now I use Head & Shoulders every wash. Because the active ingredient in Head & Shoulders nourishes your scalp and stops flakes where they start, leaving your scalp feeling healthy and flake-free. From the #1 dermatologist recommended brand, Head & Shoulders.
What's happening in one of America's greatest cities? Drug addiction, homelessness, mental illness, violent crime.
It's just insane.
The Decline and Fall of San Francisco, a Bill O'Reilly special, tonight at 9/8 Central, only on News Nation.
Oh, I don't see where you got your degree.
I don't have one. I went another route.
All right. I guess tell me a bit about your experience.
For 15 years, I've been managing logistics and mastering project management skills.
Wow. Sounds like you've got just the kind of skills and experience we're looking for.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy told him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
All right, this is October 1st, 2021. Interview of Amanda Cowley, is that correct? Special Agent Chris Faber, TFO Paul Moritz are present for the interview.
Several days after Norton's confession, authorities meet up with Amanda Cowley. We were given an audio recording of that conversation. Cowley is quick to clarify, although the two looked out for each other, she was not in a relationship with Timothy Norton.
So he's a truck driver, right?
Yes.
Does he work for any particular company, or is he just kind of butler? Okay. And would you ride obviously you ride with him from time to time, or did you always ride?
That was my first time on the truck with him.
Okay, and when was that?
When he started driving, which was August 8th, I got off the truck September 9th. It was too small for me.
And that's this year, right?
Yes.
She tells the special agents she knows James Phelps too.
You said you'd stay with Jim Phelps from time to time.
Yes.
At a cabin. Do you remember the address of that cabin?
386 Moon Valley Road. Lebanon, Missouri.
All right.
Cowley says she's read the recent news articles and knows what the two are being accused of.
Like I said, when I read everything that was said, and I got something sent to me last night, and I read through that, and I was like, oh my God. I didn't expect it, because I mean, I've met Jim's family, I've met Tim's family, they know me, I know them.
Cowley recalls her time spent at the cabin and says she had seen Cassidy there once before.
I really didn't expect this. I was like, what the hell? In the back of my mind, I was like, that could have been me, because I was alone a lot of the time at the cabin with Jim, and I was alone with Tim a lot. So in the back of my mind, I was thinking that could have been me.
Authorities keep pressing for answers about what she might know about the murder.
I want to circle back on something because I think it's really important here. And I want to give you a caveat that, like, you're not in any trouble. We're not looking to do anything to you related to this case, but the only way you could get in trouble is if you don't tell the truth or if you leave something out. So I need to ask you up front, I'm just going to come out with it. Did Norton tell you that he killed Cassidy?
He didn't tell me he killed her, no.
You sure about that?
But I know that there were jokes made.
Okay, tell me about those jokes.
That the jokes that were made was that if they were to kill someone, they would cut them up in little pieces and put them in the woods.
And when did this conversation happen?
Trying to remember. It was a while back. Because we were watching Criminal Minds, we're like, oh, we could get away with something like that.
But was that before or after Cassidy went missing?
Before. Way before.
So the information I have is that Norton, on the day after Cassidy was killed, told you that he killed her. That he was involved.
He never told me he killed her. I swear, he never told me.
Because if he told you, then that's not on you. That's just...
As far as I can remember, he never told me.
As far as you can remember?
Yeah.
Because if he told you it's okay, we need to just corroborate.
I'm trying to remember that conversation. If we had that conversation involving...
You might have thought he was joking.
Oh my God. I did.
Tell me about this.
He was talking about how she had stolen something from him, and that he had helped restrain her, and that him and Jim had her tied up in the back, and that Jim, like, apparently Jim looked at her and Cassie looked at him and said, why? He said, because you said that I've done it before. I didn't think anything of that. Oh my God.
It's okay.
I thought he was joking. I seriously did.
Okay, it's okay. You're being honest, and that's what we need, okay? When do you think that conversation occurred?
Probably about the 26th, 27th of July.
So this was after he went to the house?
It was after. I thought he was joking.
Did Phelps ever tell you any of this, or was this just
it was
Tim Norton?
It was Tim.
Timothy Norton may have already confessed to his role in Cassidy Rainwater's murder and his reasoning for wanting to end her life. But when it came to James Phelps' involvement, he doesn't have all the answers authorities are looking for.
Trust me, you're not going to offend me by anything you would say. So, did they have some kind of a sexual relationship?
Not that I know of.
Okay. All right.
But my brother also was not very talkative about that kind of situation. Okay. He just wasn't comfortable with it.
Yeah. But you described her as a thief and a liar and a drug dealer.
Well, she stole from the family before. She lied to the family about having stolen from it.
Still, agents Atwood and Heath continue to press Norton about what he believes was driving James Phelps to carry out a killing of this kind.
Were you guys talking amongst each other at all whenever all this was going on?
Nope.
Nothing at all?
I kept my mouth shut the whole time.
Yeah, and he wasn't saying anything to
Nope.
you? Was
No,
he saying
he
anything?
did say one thing to her. Because you kept accusing me of it.
That's what he said?
Yep.
And you don't know what that was in reference to?
Oh, I know exactly what that was in reference to, because she made the reference to me once.
What's
That
that?
we'd kidnap people, we'd kill people, we'd eat them. You know, we were cannibals. Like, it's over that when she mentioned it towards me, like, I haven't done a human. I've never done a human. Not something I even want to try from what I understand. From what, daughter passed and that kind of, all that kind of history. It's just not something that ever.
And why would she accuse you and Jim of doing it?
Because me and Jim were pretty tight.
Was Jim into that kind of thing?
Not that I know. I know I wrote a story one time, said, kind of mentioned some cannibalism, but that was a story.
Do you know if Jim cannibalized any of the flesh from Cassidy?
No, I don't.
You don't. Would it surprise you if he did?
Yeah, actually it would.
Okay.
He just, like I said, he's a quiet type. He's never been, like that.
Mm-hmm.
He just never seems to have been like that type of person.
While Timothy Norton's interrogation and confession was taking place on September 20th, 2021, authorities were already 5 days into an 8-day, round-the-clock examination of every corner of the cabin and surrounding property. A list of the evidence seized shows deputies hauled off everything from the wooden hoist outside to Phelps' kitchen table, knives, a meat grinder, and pieces of trash. One of the investigators wrote many of the items, like the hacksaw, cooking pans, and a bowl, are the same ones visible in the photos that were ultimately submitted to the FBI. In one report, Sergeant Simmons wrote they recovered many items suspected to belong to Cassidy Rainwater in a burn pile behind the cabin. He then lists a cell phone, jewelry, and glasses. He says the glasses appear to be the same as the victim wore in her Department of Revenue photo. Outside, investigators combed the surrounding property, as well as the one next door that belongs to the Rainwater family. They found bones scattered in several places, including a dry creek bed. But the most chilling discovery wasn't found in the dirt. Inside, deputies opened a freezer containing a plastic tub. One report states it contained 13 bags of meat, suspected to be human. The evidence was there, but the definitive proof would need to be determined through forensic analysis.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. But with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at SavedByTheScan.org.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
There I was, 16, divorced, remarried with a baby, another on the way, and I could barely read or write. Getting my high school diploma was a catalyst I needed. Now I have a bachelor's and master's, and I became a teacher. When I look at all these success stories, I could not help but think it all started by getting my high school diploma.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Following the more than weeks-long search of the property along Moon Valley Road, the scattered bones and the items found in the freezer were sent to the Highway Patrol Crime Lab in Springfield and the FBI facility in Quantico, Virginia. More than 600 pages detailing this step in the investigation were given to us as part of our records request. And although some sections are redacted, the reports prove the presence of human remains. In the FBI's analysis of distinct bones, like the cranium and jaw, the results show no evidence of more than one individual. The documents also say the remains belong to a white female who was at least 18 years of age, then states this biological profile is consistent with Cassidy Ray Rainwater. Lab results from the specific items that were swabbed, such as the metal tub found outside and the hacksaw seized from the kitchen, showed the highest possible support for the DNA to belong to the same victim. And when determining the processed remains found in the freezer, the results provide very strong support for Cassidy Rainwater as a contributor. One lab result from the Highway Patrol Crime Lab in Springfield shows the DNA analyzed was consistent with a parental relationship with a probability of paternity of more than 99.9%. In this case, it indicates the observed DNA profile is 877.3 billion times more likely to belong to Cassidy Rainwater than a contribution coming from a randomly selected, unrelated person. In a follow-up email asking about the level of certainty these tests provide, the Highway Patrol told me the ultimate identity is a decision that would be left to a jury after considering all the evidence and the weight of that evidence. Following his confession, Timothy Norton is arrested and charged with the same crimes as James Phelps: felony kidnapping, inflicting injury, and terrorizing. Those charges would later be upgraded to first-degree murder, abandonment of a corpse, and kidnapping. Later in court, during Timothy Norton's sentencing, Dallas County Prosecutor Jonathan Barker shared details of the shocking discovery out loud.
Evidence was seized from the freezer in the kitchen area of the residence, which appeared to be human remains. The remains were in containers dated 7/24, which was consistent with the time frame of Cassidy Rainwater's disappearance.
News of the horrific murder spread fast and drew people from all over to Moon Valley Road, including true crime buffs and YouTubers wanting to see the scene for themselves. It wasn't long after that, in the late hours of October 4th, 2021, the property would suddenly be destroyed.
A busy night for authorities involved in the investigation of alleged kidnappers James Phelps and Timothy Norton.
The night before the two were due for their first court appearance, authorities would be called out again to the Moon Valley address. But this time, it would require the response of fire trucks and a bomb squad. The cabin would go up in flames. But while crews were working on scene and putting out hotspots, a Dallas County Sheriff's deputy found something that resembled a tripwire. According to an incident report from the Springfield Fire Department, 2 incendiary devices were found at the scene, made up of mortar tubes, balloons, and coiled fuses. The fire was later deemed arson by the Missouri State Fire Marshal's office. But despite evidence of a crime, no one has ever been arrested or charged. The next day, the 2 accused killers were seen for the first time in a courtroom.
Mr. Norton, are you able to hear us?
Yes, no, I can hear you just fine.
But a community desperate to know more was learning very little from the authorities involved. Rumors were starting to spread well beyond county lines, and the frustrations seemed to be felt on both sides. On October 7th, Dallas County Sheriff Scott Rice took to social media to share his thoughts on the uptick in traffic on Moon Valley Road.
The Dallas County Sheriff's Office is responding to what the sheriff calls misinformation and rumors in the Cassidy Rainwater case, and he revealed that more charges are coming. In a Facebook post, the Dallas County Sheriff Scott Rice says he understands people are impatient and curious, but he encourages people not to listen to social media or bloggers, he says, who are sharing rumors about the case.
The sheriff didn't hold back. He also wrote, in part, "I'm going to give you a piece of advice. It's not a good idea to listen to a crime reporter / blogger or TikTok videos that is sitting in their apartment or their mommy and daddy's basement eating great value cheese puffs and drinking boxed wine with grand intentions of being a social media superstar. If you are hanging on every word is this type of crap, believing it to be fact, you are living in a fantasy world." On the fourth and final episode.
This particular defendant online is talking with potential victims that he's attempting to persuade to be brought back to his location, where he discusses with them that he will, in fact, harm them or kill them.
Prosecutors and defense attorneys make decisions for Phelps and Norton's futures.
There's no other sentence eligible in this case besides life without parole.
We uncover the fetish forming in the months leading up to Cassidy Rainwater's murder.
I know he's in some chat rooms. I don't get into his chat rooms, so.
Authorities discover dark intentions to profit off an already deviant online community.
Some people are sexually aroused by these kinds of strange fantasies about eating another person, usually about a man eating a woman.
On the finale.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't